Hey everybody, this is Josh Paul, host of the Small Marketing Teams podcast. I'm really glad that you're checking out the show today. If you're trying to grow your business and you're not a household name or a well-funded startup, you need to do things differently, and that's what we get into on this podcast. If that's you, go ahead and click subscribe on the screen right now so that you'll get notified when we put out new tips, new tutorials, and new advice for small marketing and sales teams. Marketing automation for a lot of people, if you haven't been working with marketing platforms for a long time, is something that's somewhat of a black box to most business owners and executives. Small Marketing Teams, episode 17.
You're listening to the Small Marketing Team Show with Josh Paul, the podcast where you'll learn how to achieve big growth without a big budget.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to today's session of the Small Marketing Teams Show, the podcast that marketers, salespeople, and business owners rely on to learn how to do more with less. Each week, I'll teach you how you can grow your company without the big budgets that we associate with marketing today. Whether you're the only marketer in your company, and you're also the salesperson, the CEO, and the person who does payroll, or you have a marketing team big enough to need an org chart, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Josh Paul. Let's get started. Hello, everybody. What's up? This is Josh Paul with the Small Marketing Teams Show podcast, and I want to welcome you to this episode. Part of helping small marketing teams is helping them save money and not have to spend money on things that they don't have to spend money on. So what I want to talk to you about today and share with you is when to spend on help with marketing automation. Marketing automation for a lot of people, if you haven't been working with marketing platforms for a long time, is something that's somewhat of a black box to most business owners and executives. But you don't always need expert level help with marketing automation. I want to walk you through today how to view that, so hopefully we can save you thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars at some point over the next couple of years. I was working with a company recently. This is a software company in California, and we're setting up their lead management process so that their marketing platform and their CRM, they're using Salesforce at this company. The data was syncing, the integration was working. And one of the first things when I am working with somebody who's using an outside CRM like Salesforce or Pipeline Deals or Sugar CRM, one of the first things we talk about is what kind of automation do you have set up on the CRM side? Because we're doing most of the automation on the HubSpot side because it's simpler, it's more robust, it's more viewable by everybody so you can see what's going on if you need to troubleshoot. We need to make sure what has been set up in the past in the other CRMs, because what you don't want is another automation process tugging at data that you're trying to manipulate on the HubSpot side, on the marketing platform side. We were working with this company recently, and they swore that they didn't have any automation set up on the CRM side. And we dug deep, that we made them show us where the automation would be set up, and it wasn't set up there. And we come to find out there were 3 or 4 other places that automation could be set up and was set up, because we noticed that data that we were changing on the HubSpot side to keep their data clean and keep the process simple for their salespeople was being manipulated by their CRM. They didn't even know it was there. It was set up 3 consultants ago to change the opportunity properties for some business rule that doesn't exist anymore. But what I want to get across here is I don't get paid for basic marketing and sales automation. If that's what you're looking for, we won't take your money. We won't take on that engagement. In fact, we will show you exactly how your team can do it. As you know, if you've listened to this podcast, I'm a big believer in what internal marketing teams can do. So you shouldn't pay anybody to set up basic workflows. You or a member of your team should take an entry-level class from HubSpot or your marketing automation platform so that you can do it yourself. It's really that simple. However, here's the thing that most people get wrong when they view marketing and sales automation. So it takes a novice to set up basic and mid-level business automation. That's the first thing to know, because a lot of times this black box looks complicated. You don't get into it. You don't do the research. So you end up paying people for things that you shouldn't pay them for because it's really simple to set up. If you want a basic drip campaign or lead nurturing campaign, that's something that you can set up yourself. Now here's where I come in. It takes ninja level 5-star general skills to set up automation that takes into account all of your existing data, all of your existing data objects, all of your processes that have been set up in the past, all of your automation workflows. So once you have your basic automation set up, 6 months down the line, you want to layer more on top of that and layer more on top of that. And okay, now you want to get a little bit more sophisticated. It's not the automation that itself that needs to be sophisticated, but you need to work with somebody who understands how automation will, won't, and can impact everything else that you have done in your CRM or your marketing platform. So getting expert help with marketing and sales automation is not about knowing the tools and how to set up a workflow. It is about working with somebody who understands your business and can overlay that on top of what is existing in your marketing platform to understand if you set up a certain workflow, how it's going to impact this other workflow that you rely on, how it's going to impact these other 4 workflows that you rely on, how it's going to impact the data that is pushed to your CRM system or that is visible in the CRM system by your salespeople. That takes some under the hood work and takes some pretty extensive mapping of what's there today. And that's when you want to work with an expert. When you have marketing automation set up and you need to add to it, or you need to layer on top of it, you need to add new initiatives, and you're not quite confident that you can do it without impacting everything else that you've set up in your CRM or in your marketing platform. And a lot of times, you and your team may be able to do that research, but it would take you 45 days or 30 days away from your core job function to do it. So that's when you want to bring in an expert for marketing automation. You don't need somebody who's going to wow you with, hey, you didn't know about this feature, or hey, look how fast I can build this workflow. That's not what you need. Workflow tools are simple enough now. There's no coding. It's a very visual interface that your team can do it. But what you need an expert on is, hey, can you assure me that this isn't going to mess up the process that this other sales division is relying on, or this isn't going to impact this report that my finance team relies on every month? That's what you want to pay for expert ninja level marketing automation support with. All right. Hopefully we saved you guys some money. If you want more tips like this, I want to invite you to join the Small Marketing Team Secrets Facebook group. It's free to join. We'd love to have you chime in on what you're working on, and we'd love to discuss that with you as a community in the group. You can go to smallmarketingteams.com and click on the community link in the navigation, or you can navigate to Small Marketing Team Secrets in Facebook itself. All right, everybody, that's it for today. I'll see you online.